had the LG V60 for a while with the dual screen, and I did use it as my daily driver for several days, and I found, much like I expected, I got tired of having it in this dual case. The dual case is cool. So it is cool, and it is neat, just the way it works in general. There's not a lot of use case scenario for it, like I said, I showed earlier in a different video. So you put YouTube on, so I'm playing a video on this screen. I could do stuff on this screen, that makes sense. But let's say I wanted to stretch it across two screens. I'm charging up because I'm going to have to. So this phone I had to order. I went to the stores. This big bar in the middle is not beneficial, right? You see how it splits the pause across there, and then if I do a full screen, it's still weird, right? And then if you do it this way, it's also weird. It'd make more sense if this was the one screen and this was the comments, but that's not how it works. Even if you just play it like this, you know, it should fill this whole screen and this be the comments, and that could be a little more beneficial, but it doesn't. So I really did not find a lot of use cases for it. It's very rare that I really needed two screens. It certainly wasn't worth the bulk of carrying this thing around. So it is considerably heavy, and it pretty much eliminates one-handed use. So a lot of times people complain about the larger phones because they have small hands, and it's not easy, but I'm a large man with large hands. I'm recording this on my Note 10 Plus. I use it one-handed all the time. And you really can't do that. Like if I pull it out of my pocket and here it is in my hand, there's really no easy way. I mean, you can do it like that, but that's not so easy to do. And then if you wanted to try to get it back, I mean, that's not as easy as just popping the phone out and hitting the fingerprint sensor and using it. So what I had done was take it out of here. And I also showed on the other video, this thing makes it so the comfort view, the blue screen effect, it won't work when the dual screen's on. So that kind of messes, you know, that's kind of annoying. And then, just in general, I don't think LG is very good at auto brightness. I don't think anyone's really good at it besides Samsung, at least on the Android side. So I took to using this without a case. And I really enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it, but I was leery because it is still an expensive phone. So that's one thing about these phones that aren't popular. It's the Samsung devices. There's not a lot of cases. So some off-brand never heard of on Amazon. There were not a lot of options for cases. You can tell from the box it looks fairly cheap. It took a while to get here. So there. You know, it's still an $800 phone, so I felt weird about using it without a case. I do feel better about it now. I may go back to using it as my daily driver for a little bit, but I just prefer the Note 10 Plus. For me, the Note 10 Plus is just the superior phone. This one is faster, a lot faster. It has a newer processor. There's probably less bloat on it, I guess is what you would call it, but I like a lot of the Samsung products, so this is a lot simpler device here, but I prefer, like I said, the Samsung way of doing things. So like my buddy Tony, the world famous Suck It Tony, he prefers the Pixel life, but I don't. I like the way things that Samsung does. But for the LG, they used to do a lot of cool stuff, and now they got rid of it. So this really is pretty close, especially without the dual screen. I would say if you don't want the Samsung, this is the best phone you can possibly get. Slide over here, it takes you right over to your Google feed, and then you can slide up to your app drawer. Now, this is frustrating. This won't stay organized. Like, I've had to you have to sort this alphabetically every time. It won't just stay alphabetical. You have to do it every time. Like, if I add a new app now, it's going to be not in alphabetical, which is super annoying. Outside of that, the speed was really good of the device itself. The camera is phenomenal. Like, I am a big fan of the Samsung camera, and it's what I usually run my channel off of, but I will say I think the LG camera made me better. I don't use pro mode or any of that shit. I just use auto for both video and pictures, and I feel like I prefer their pictures, which is a big thing for me to say because I'm always a big fan of Samsung products. LG does have a couple cool features. They're always on display. It's pretty good. I like the way it looks. These extensions. So these are some LG special things. So context awareness is a neat feature you can use. So like, I work from home, so it doesn't really matter for me. But if I worked in an office, it'd be nice to have a at home, and like I could have my Wi-Fi just off when I leave home, and then back on when I'm at home. Or when you plug your earphones in, because this does have a 3.5mm jack, which I do like that a lot. Like, you can just have it automatically launch Spotify, or like when my Bluetooth headphones come on. Like, maybe when I plug these headphones in, it goes straight to my phone, because I'm usually making a phone call if I have those. And if I turn my Bluetooth, I use these AKG headphones. If I plug those, turn those on, it can go right to Spotify. So those are cool features that Samsung doesn't have. You can use Tasker or something like that, but for it to be built in, everyone always loves the double tap. The fingerprint sensor has gotten faster. Maybe get better at hitting it, I don't know. But it's doing pretty good. The screen looks really good. There was a lot of complaints and other reviews about it being 1080p or whatever, but it looks really good. Now, you can see the color of this wear is not as fresh, not as bright, I guess, as the Samsung version is, but if you max it all the way out, it still looks a little better, but it's not as orange, I guess, or whatever that color's supposed to be. It looks just kind of dull and faded here. Other than that, though, looking at websites and just using the phone in general, I like it a lot. I rarely make phone calls holding the phone in my hand, but when I did, I had trouble hearing. Like, maybe I wasn't positioning it right, I don't know. But I felt like it was just off. So I don't know if that was me or what, but just something to note. I don't like there's no calendar. That's just the Google Calendar. I don't like that. I prefer the Samsung calendar, and LG used to have their own calendar. Same with an email client. They don't have that anymore, which they used to, and I really liked those features. So that being said, I am going to keep the phone. I would recommend, if you're going to buy one, I didn't find a lot of use for this thing. I don't play a lot of Android games, or pretty much any Android games, so potentially it could be good for that, but I doubt it. As a phone, it's pretty great. I'm going to keep it. My daily driver will still be the Note 10 Plus, because it's just a little, it feels, I don't know, it's aspect ratio, but it's a little wider, or it's, for me, when I'm typing on it, I'm much better at typing on the Note 10 Plus. Both of them are set up with the same messaging app and the same SwiftKey keyboard. For some reason, it's just more comfortable for me to type on the Note 10. That being said, like I said, I'm a large man with large hands, and it's easier for me to type on the Note 10 Plus. The Note 9 was my favorite phone, and then the Note 10 Plus was my favorite phone. And to me, it's just the best phone I've ever had, and I do like having two phones. One for filming video, one just in case something broke. So like if my Note 10 just disintegrated tomorrow, I would gladly start using this as my daily driver. I would not go buy another Note 10 Plus, and I probably wouldn't buy the S20 Ultra. I would probably buy the Note 20 when it comes out, just because I've always liked the Note series. I don't use the S Pen. I just kind of like the way the notes work. They're kind of squared off, and I like that feel. I haven't had any problems with it. The phone hasn't crashed. There's been no boot looping or any kind of dumb shit that people complain about LG phones in the past. The selfie camera seems good. The regular camera seems good. It does have the 3.5mm jack, which I like, and it has a special, the DAC for a better quality sound. But when I listen to music, I use Bluetooth headphones now because I've gotten so used to it on other phones. So I do like having a 3.5mm headphone jack just in case. And I wish Samsung would bring it back. But I don't have any special need for the DAC because I'm still going to listen to Bluetooth when I listen to music. So I'll say it's usually, if you're on T-Mobile, it's cheaper not to get the dual screen. So just get this device by itself. They still have the buy one get one free. That's a great deal. I'm going to sell my second one. And then I would just recommend getting the phone by itself and using it. Yeah, I would recommend just getting the phone by itself and not the dual screen. I do prefer Samsung, but if you don't like Samsung, then I think the LG is probably one of the best phones you can get. If you're going budget, the Pixel 3 XL or the T-Mobile REVVLRY Plus, which I have videos of both those on my channel, are both stellar phones. If you're getting that high dollar range, I definitely prefer this over my previous OnePlus. Both the 16 and the 7 Pro, I prefer the LG over that. Just for me, it's not as good as the Note 10 Plus. That being said, I did not buy the S20. I didn't get this. I did temporarily consider returning this and getting the S20, but I'm just going to wait for the Note 20 and see what that's like. But the Note 10 Plus is so good for me. The battery life is a little weak. This thing has stellar battery life. I had no problems with battery life on this thing. Even with the dual screen, I never had any problems with the battery life. Certainly when I took it off the dual screen, there was zero problems with battery life. I might have some more, but either way, this, like I said, is a solid device. And, you know, just trying to be transparent as possible. I'm sticking with the Note 10 Plus, but I am going to keep this as my second phone. If you had to buy a brand new phone right now, for the money, this is a better value, I think, than the S20. I don't know what the Note 10 Plus is going for now. If they were the same price, I would probably buy another Note 10 Plus. But that's personal preference. Phone aside, yeah, just phone itself, this is a stellar phone, and I would highly recommend it. I really enjoyed this. They're always on display. I like it a lot. Alright, so that's all for now. We'll see if I might add something else, or maybe we'll end the video here. Either way, it's a solid product. I'm going to keep it as my second phone, and I will probably make a lot of videos with it because the camera is really good. Certainly the video camera, I think, is stellar. Just to add on to the video I just made seconds ago, I hate this little button here. This is the button to call up Google Assistant. It gets my way. I just wish it wasn't there. I don't need that. I think it's stupid. And I'm getting ready to open the Google Pixel Slate tablet. I tried to put this, I've recorded the previous video on my Note 10 Plus, which I'm on now, and I was going to use the LG to record it, and the stupid camera clamp was hitting that thing and was popping up, so now I have to have it a little off-centered here, and I just don't like that button. It should go away. Phone makers shouldn't make extra buttons. It should just be, I don't even want the camera button that Sony phones used to have, just the volume buttons and the power buttons, and that's it. Alright, after that last video, I decided I was still recording the video that was on the earlier part of this, and now it's April 19th, and I've been using this with just the single case, and just holding it, not using it with my SIM card. And now I went ahead and decided I'm going to give it another shot. So I'll put my SIM card back in it. I am past my return date, so I'm definitely keeping it. Let's run a speed test. We're on T-Mobile, not on Wi-Fi. I've decided that I do like the phone, and I do like the video camera a lot. So I've definitely used the video camera for my latest video that, as I'm recording this, the one I'm posting today is the Google Pixel Slate. That was almost entirely recorded on the LG V60, and I like that camera a lot. I'm just using the auto, of course, but the audio quality and the video quality I think are pretty solid. So still it says 5G, so I should be getting pretty good speeds. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but it's a solid connection. We're still in quarantine, so I'm not really leaving the house very much. I'm going to try to make a couple more trips to the store or post office, whatever, and run some tests in there, but for the most part I'm not getting out too much to test the 5G, but as far as the phone itself, again, I still don't think the dual screen is necessary. I got this case in, and I got two more. They're pretty much probably the exact same thing. Actually, no, this is a top ace, and it does not have those nubs up top. I've used top ace before. And they all have the plastic on there for the buttons, and I don't like that as much. I'd rather the buttons be exposed. And this is just something called best quality case. It's not a lot of options for cases. This one also does not have the nubs up top. So I don't know if I noticed any difference between the top case and the generic one. The top case is probably generic too, or top ace. But I've seen this one for other products before, so. However, this Avidat one has worked just fine. And I do kind of like the extra little nubs there. Doesn't look as cool, but it will probably help, I would assume, help more if I were to drop it. So anyhow, I went ahead and reset my watch to pair it back with the V60, and we're going to give this a shot as my daily driver again. So I've been using the Note 10 Plus since the recording date of that previous video, and I will say it's noticeably slower than the LG V60. The V60 has a newer processor and, of course, probably a lighter skin. And the battery is much better on the V60. The V60 is a newer phone and a much larger battery. And once again, I think the LG skin is lighter than the Note 10 Plus. So, although I do love the Note 10 Plus and the Samsung in general, this V60 is noticeably quicker. And for me, I like the camera better, I believe, just on auto for both pictures and video. I mean, the pictures are pretty solid on the Note 10, and video solid too. I've used it for most of my channel, like I said. This one recently, I've been really taken with it. I like the pictures a lot, and I like the video a lot. And I'm hoping with the case, it might give me a little more width to make it when I type a little nicer. So, it just gives me, my hands are big, so like my thumbs will, just a car crash of thumbs here, right? So, we're gonna give it another shot, and we'll see how I like it. Alright, you can see my watch is disconnecting. It is now, April 24th, 12:30 a.m., so, April 23rd, I stayed up late on. The phone's at 14%. I was up since 6:30 a.m., and I've been on it fairly consistently. So I think it's a pretty strong battery showing. We'll just see what the battery says. I don't put a lot of faith in these screen on times things, but it definitely not gonna be on for 8 more hours. That's crazy. Total usage 17 hours, screen on 3 hours 37 minutes. But mine never show what people normally say. I think I'm a lot more heavy use for those 3 hours. I'm not just watching a video, like I'm doing lots of texting. I do videos. I do group chats. I do calls. I do music. I do a little bit of everything. So I feel like it's a heavy 3 hours there, if that's even accurate. But 17 hours total usage. I keep my always on, well, it's off now because it's after the time, but my always on display stays on. I keep my phone pretty bright. Overall, I think the phone's pretty solid. Again, I don't have any use for the double screen anymore. I won't use that. I do like this case, but it does add some thickness. The phone's pretty thick already, so it takes me getting used to, how much thicker it is compared to my Note 10 Plus I'm recording this on. I do like it a lot. But I probably still will go back to my Note 10 Plus just because I like it. But I'm keeping this phone. I'm not returning it. I'm not going to sell this one. I'm selling my extra one, but from the buy one get one free. But this one I will be keeping. It's done me very solid. I haven't had any problems. There's a new problem where the gallery is like crashing. So like, see, it does that. But that's just started in the past day, and I saw a post on Reddit. So it must be a bug with the latest update. And we did get updated to the April security patch. So I'm looking overall. Again, the phone's a solid phone. Just in the interest of full disclosure, like I said, I'm going to be switching back to my Note 10 Plus. But this phone's solid. I would highly recommend it to anyone. And like I said, if my Note 10 was to disintegrate, I'd keep this phone and be perfectly happy with it. And I will be using this phone to make most of my YouTube videos going forward. So again, I'm going to keep it as my second phone. I like having 2 phones. And then my daily driver will be my Note 10 Plus. And then if I ever travel again, I probably will use this because it's been pretty consistent on 5G. I have a separate video showing all my speed tests, but you can see all these here. And it's doing fairly well. We'll do another one. So again, it's nothing mind-blowing, but solid speeds nonetheless. This is 5G, not Wi-Fi, of course. But you can see at one point I was getting 55, 59, 76 on 5G, so it's pretty good. I'm still annoyed how, all these apps get weird. Every time I have to go and sort this, I think anytime the apps update or you uninstall something, it gets weird like that, and that's annoying. I've started using that for my work email, and that makes it work with Google Calendar, so that's pretty good. But, the phone's fast and fluid. I haven't had any, other than this gallery bug, I haven't had any crashing or any stalling or anything like that. It's just super quick and fluid. Everything works great. The camera works great. Auto brightness sucks. That may be a bug. I saw some people complain on Reddit. I just think LG's not very good at auto brightness. I don't think anyone's really good at auto brightness compared to Samsung. The Google Pixel wasn't so bad, but LG's always been pretty bad at auto brightness, so I don't know that is a bug per se, but maybe they do something to fix it. Yeah, that was my watch popping up, so I'm switching my watch back to my Note 10. Alright, feel free to leave comments. I'm going to keep this phone. I'll probably have some more videos coming on too. I'm going to try some gaming on it. I'm going to show the LG plug into the screen thing, but I just want to check in and give you my initial thoughts on my first couple weeks of ownerships. Like I said, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep making videos with it. The camera is stellar. And even just the audio recorder is stellar. So, anyhow, again, I highly recommend it. I'm just saying that personally, I'm going to switch to the Note 10 because that's my favorite phone. Alright, thanks for checking me out. Just feel free to leave me a comment. Ask any questions in the description and the comment section. Thanks.